Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you guys about something that I've learned from a lot of you guys that are just getting started in the business. And this is actually really helpful for those of you who are looking to maybe even up your marketing game. And so one thing I've learned with recruiting and talking to you guys as agents, and if you're a real estate agent here that wants to learn some cool stuff, pay very close attention. So what I've learned is that a lot of you have some very lofty goals when it comes to doing deals as a brand new agent or trying to scale up your business. But here's the thing you guys need to understand. There's a very specific timeline of how things are going to happen as you are building your pipeline of deals. So if you want to do a specific amount of deals, you have to understand there's a very specific thing that you guys are forgetting about when you are building out your marketing plan or your goals for the year. And that's what's known as the ramp up period. So let me give you an example. All right, so each of these lines here, each of these little dots, if you will, signify 1 month in the year. Well, if you guys start your marketing on January 1, I don't care what it is. You can do direct mail, you can do cold calling, you can do Facebook ads, Google pay-per-click ads, doesn't matter. So the thing is that if you guys want to do 12 deals a year, which is twice the national average of how many deals an agent does, right? So you want to do 12 deals in a year. Okay, that's one a month, right? No, that's actually incorrect. You have to start thinking about doing 12 deals in about a 6-month period, stretched out over 1 year. Let me explain. In January, if you turn on your marketing on day 1, it is highly unlikely that with your marketing channels that you're going after, that you're going to do a deal that month. Okay, and here's why. Just the average closing time is between 30 and 45 days, unless you're working with investors. Takes at least 30 days, closer to 45, depending on how good the lender is in underwriting. So let's say you actually did that. You got a deal off your first blast of your marketing or whatever you're doing, right? Okay, so maybe you did get one in February, okay? Even so, you're still gonna be one deal shy of the entire, if you just continually do one for the entire year. But that's not typically how things go, right? Typically, what you're gonna have is that ramp up period. What's gonna happen is you're gonna start your marketing here in January. And let's just say you're doing Facebook ads, which work really well. But the thing is, on the average Facebook, average sales cycle for leads, not referrals, leads is about 6 months. Sometimes it's as low as 3, sometimes it goes as long as a year. But on average, we're looking at right around 6 months is the average sales cycle for a lead that comes into your system. And why that is, they need time to, 1, get pre-approved, 2, they need to be looking at houses. They need to then start offering on houses, and in a competitive market like it is right now, houses are not getting accepted very often because of the fact there's no inventory. So let's just pretend like you started today and you started doing it. And let's just say on the aggressive side is after 3 months of marketing, you got your first deal, first closing, right? First closing. We're now in January, February, March, April. So now you've got one deal in April, and now you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more months to go to get 12 deals locked and loaded. All right, so you guys can start doing some math here. What happens if from all of that marketing you did in January, you have no closings in May? Maybe you have 1 in June, and then maybe you start getting 2. But then again you have 1, and then you have a goose egg. Because here's what happens, and I'm guilty of this too, so please take this for what it's worth, right? Is that what happens is by April you've only done 1 deal. And a lot of times by here, most agents and most investors also turn off the marketing. They've spent $500 a month here, they've spent $500 a month here, and they spent $500 a month here, and $500 a month here. They spent now $2,000 in whatever advertising that they were doing to generate those leads. But what happens is we get discouraged, right? We only did 1 deal and then 0 deals. So for 5 months, you've done 1 deal as a brand new agent or someone who's just turned on their pipeline of leads, not referrals. You guys can see how frustrating this can get. Because now, let's just take this scenario. We're halfway through the year, we've only got 1 deal. So that's what I'm trying to say is you have to look at doing 12 deals in a 6-month period because of this ramp up period, right? And that's the problem is that you guys don't understand is that you need to be prepared. And I'm trying to set this expectation for you that it's going to take some time to build that pipeline. And so what you may end up spending here is between $2,000 and $3,000 of marketing to start getting your deals to pop. But here's the beauty of this. Right here is typically where things start really happening. You may have that zero, but I bet it would be very unlikely if you're consistent. You keep spending that $500 a month, right? You're getting in that $3,000 to $4,000 range right here. This is gonna start turning into 2s and 3s and 4s and so on and so forth. So by the end of year 1, you've got 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 or 14. You guys see what I mean here? It's important to have that expectation that it's going to take your first 3 to 6 months to get that pipeline full of people who can start making offers on properties and they start popping and they start closing. Because that's the last thing you want to do is say, I want to do 12 deals this year and not be able to set realistic expectations with yourself that you can actually do 12, because what will happen is you're going to set yourself up for failure and then you're going to get discouraged and then you're going to quit. Like 80% of realtors do. They all quit within their first 2 years because they aren't setting the proper expectations of how fast they can actually do deals in a very competitive market like Tampa here. So I hope you guys got great information. Make sure you subscribe here below. Give me a like, give me a share. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.